A quick review of our key point this week. Your brain's emotional center, the amygdala, the primitive center of your brain, does not respond to language. It's pre-language. So words, thoughts, ideas, arguments, rational thinking, just trying to tell your brain to settle down, your amygdala won't do it. You cannot think your way out of anxiety. You have to have other techniques that work with what the amygdala can understand. Last night, we experienced a 5-minute technique that used the heart to send signals to the brain to cease and desist. So tonight, I'm going to share with you a technique that settles a triggered amygdala by kind of sneaking up on it. And here's how it works. The brain is taking in information all the time from our 5 senses. So 4 of those senses are processed by the rational brain. 1 of those senses is processed by the emotional brain. That 1 is the sense of smell. And you know this because you know how quickly the sniff of grass or baked bread can put you into a memory from the past. So the sense of smell is directly tied to our amygdala, and our amygdala is what is creating anxiety in our body. So I use essential oils to impact the amygdala intentionally. Essential oils are very effective to basically slap that lizard in the face when it's having an anxiety fit, because the brain, the amygdala, has been in communication with plants basically as long as we've had brains. So it understands the healing properties, it receives the molecules of plants, and when we sniff a bottle of oil, of essential oil, this bottle contains thousands of pounds of concentrated plant material. So when we sniff it, it goes up our olfactory nerve and it lands right next to the amygdala. So it's so powerful to just instantly shift whatever anxiety we're having. Now, it does have to be pure oil, because if it's something that was made in a lab or has been adulterated somehow, that alarms the amygdala and it can put us back into anxiety and make things worse. Or you'll just walk away going, well, that didn't work. Well, it's because it wasn't a pure oil. So it needs to be plant material so that it can signal the brain to relax, to heal, to balance. So how do you use essential oils to tame an anxiety attack? There's really 3 ways I commonly do it. Most commonly, honestly, I grab a bottle, I open it up, and I sniff it. They're all around me all the time. They're in my home, they're in my purse, they're in my car, they're in my pocket, they're in my office. So I can just grab one and sniff it. Doesn't matter, just grab it. A second way that I do it a lot, especially if I'm being sort of covert about it, is I might put a drop on the back of my hand. And then when I'm in a meeting or on a Zoom call, I can just kind of have it next to my face and I can be sniffing it. I will also put it on my notebook if I'm taking notes so that I can smell it or even move it up near my face. Because sometimes I don't want people to know what I'm doing. I don't want to draw attention to it. And then the third thing that I do when I really want to create a deep shift using essential oils is what I call the aromatherapy moment. And I want to walk you through that right now. So grab an oil. It doesn't matter what oil you grab, okay? If you think too hard about this, you're going to be back into your rational brain, and we're trying to stay in our emotional brain. So follow your instinct. You know what you like. I can give you some guidance. There's basically 5 groups that essential oils fall into. And if you just think in terms of groups, I think it will help you know what to reach for. So the first group are the resins. They are the essential oils that are made from the sap of a tree, usually. So resin oils are frankincense and myrrh. Those are common resin oils. And resin oils elevate the mind. We consider them the spiritual oils. The second group of oils to consider are woods, so trees. And those are grounding oils. So imagine a tree, but all that root system below, how it grounds the oils. Well, when we breathe in a cedar or a fir or a cypress, it grounds our brain. Third group to consider are what we call herbaceous oils. Those are the leaves and stems of a plant. And those are comforting, they're nurturing, and that's easy to remember because herbaceous oils are also things we cook with, like oregano and marjoram. So they're, you know, think of a pot of something cooking on the stove, and that those smells are nurturing. So basil, peppermint, excellent oil for shifting the amygdala. Fourth group of oils to consider are flowers. So flowers embody love and joy, those sorts of emotions. And so ylang ylang, excellent oil for balancing, jasmine rose, and of course, everybody's favorite, lavender. That's a flower. When we breathe that in, it sends signals of love and joy to our brain. And the fifth group of essential oils to consider for shifting anxiety are the citrus oils. So orange, lemon, mandarin, tangerine, all of those citrus oils are associated with the emotion of happiness. So to sniff one of those immediately can shift your brain into a space of happiness. And citrus oils are usually the least expensive oil, so it's a good one to start with if you're just starting your collection. So what do? We grab our oil, and this is the aromatherapy moment. So I'm going to grab this oil. It's called Stress Away. It's a Young Living blend that has many of those groups in it, so it's a well-rounded way to balance out the stressed amygdala. You want to open up your hand, and you want to put 1, 2, or 3 drops, no more than that. 1, 2, or 3 drops in your hand. And then take the palm of your hand and gently spread it around. You're not rubbing it in. You're increasing the surface area. So 3 gentle circles to spread it around. Now put your hands together, cup them, and without touching your face, put it over your nose and mouth so it looks like this. And take 3 deep breaths. Pull that oil into your brain. You can even make them heart-centered breaths. And then I usually take whatever's left on my hand and kind of rub it in up here so that I'll keep smelling it. That is enough. That is enough to create an immediate and complete shift when you are experiencing anxiety. Very powerful. Surround yourself with essential oils so they're always within your reach when you need them, when you sense that anxiety coming on. Keep practicing that heart-centered breathing. And tomorrow, we'll do this again, different technique. Meet me outside tomorrow. See you then.